You find in this tutorial how to perform frequency domain simulations in COMSOL Multiphysics, how to plot admittance and impedance versus frequency, and how to define a frequency-dependent property for the material. Be with me in this interesting video. Hi fellows, I'm Muhammad and you're watching High Volts Academy. If you recall, we have defined a parallel plate capacitor in COMSOL Multiphysics and then performed the time-dependent study of this capacitor. Now I want to perform the frequency-dependent study for this capacitor. At the first step, I want to remove the previous results. If you go here under Results, Datasets, you can see Study 1, Solution 1. That's because if you generate a new study, the results is added as a new study to the last one. And if you, in the results section, choose the wrong data set, you might still get the previous results instead of the new one. So I just right click on here and click on Delete. Everything is removed and we have no further results. There are also some data here in the table and there's an icon here, Clear Table. Now we're good to go. First, I want to right click on a study. Under the study steps, there is a frequency domain and I add a frequency domain study. It is quite similar to the time dependent. First, you should choose the frequency unit. I'm going to choose kilohertz. Then you click on range and set the start, step and stop of the frequencies in this study. I select logarithmic from 1 kilohertz to 1 megahertz. And I want 100 steps per decade. As you know, from 1 kilohertz to 10 is a decade, from 10 to 100 is a decade, and so on. Therefore, we have 3 decades here and 300 sample points in this study. Click on Replace. It's going to be set here. You can see it here. And now we should get back to our electrostatics, our physics, under the terminal. Now the time is not defined because we are not in the time dependent anymore. I just select on the voltage and set the voltage on 1. This is the magnitude of the sinusoidal excitation that the software exerts on our model. Therefore, if our first step is 1 kilohertz, it applies 1 volt and 1 kilohertz to the study and so on. Everything is good. We just need to come here and select compute. You can see the results here. We have still the electric potential. We have the electric field norm. For example, the electric potential, you can select the parameter value from here, for example, at the 53 kilohertz. But we know that everything is same and does not change with frequency. Now I want to plot the capacitor admittance versus frequency, or the capacitor value. For this, like our previous video, I select on Results, add a 1D plot group, then I add a global study. You can see that the x-axis is still time. I deliberately didn't disable the time dependent because we have 2 different studies. We have also 2 different solutions in the datasets. One of them is called Solution 1 and the other one is Solution 2. One is for the time dependent study and the other one is frequency domain study. If you don't want to get confused, you can just simply disable the time dependent. But if you want to select which solution you need, you just need to come here to 1D plot group. It is set on Solution 2. I change it to Solution 1, which is the frequency domain study, and here you can see that the parameter has changed to kilohertz. Okay, I add a description in the terminals. You can see here the terminal charge. I add as my next parameter the voltage. I just cut this value, come here, charge divided by voltage, it is the capacitor value, which is farad. I plot it and you can see that the amount of capacitance does not change with frequency. It is okay, it should not change. But if I want to plot the admittance, I need another variable, omega, the angular frequency. I select Add Expression, come here and select here es.omega, the angular frequency. I just select it, Control X, cut it, and I want to find the omega C, which is, as you can see here, it defines that the unit is Siemens, which is the unit of the admittance. If I plot this, you can see that the admittance goes linearly upward versus the frequency, which is the expected result. If you want to plot the impedance, you just can simply duplicate your plot. Another plot is created here with the same options. Now you can come here and plot 1 over admittance, which is the impedance in ohm. If you plot this, you can see the impedance versus frequency. You can also come here if you want to, for example, change your plot to log-log scale. Here you can see under the axis, it says x-axis log scale is logarithmic. You can see here the 3 decades, and y-axis logarithmic. This is the same thing that we expect from the both diagram of a capacitor. Now I want to spice up the model a little bit. I want to define a frequency-dependent permittivity for my material. For plenty of materials, the epsilon is higher at the lower frequency, and at certain frequency due to several reasons, for example, resonances in the material, it goes and a step down to a lower value from that frequency. I want to define a similar behavior for epsilon in my material. Come here and open the quads, click on the basics, you can see here epsilon. If you right click on basic, you can find an option which says functions. You can define the material property using analytic formulas, using interpolation or piecewise linear relationship. It is very perfect when you have your results, for example, from an experiment or a data source or so on, and you want to import your data here. I want to use the interpolation for our permittivity. I just click on interpolation. You can see that the interpolation has been added here. I just rename it to permit. I just let it be. And here you should define a function. This is the input value and this is the output value. I suppose that the permittivity of my material is okay, is higher till 40 kHz, and then goes one step down. For example, it becomes half above 40 kHz. So I want here, I start to define. You can just click here on plot. You can see your definition. This part is quite okay, but this part is not. You can just come here and under the interpolation and extrapolation, you can select how this function is fed into COMSOL Multiphysics. If you change your interpolation, for example, to piecewise cubic and plot again, you can see that it's much better. If I just change the amount of 45 to, for example, 0.6, it's much better, maybe 2.55. Okay, I suppose that this is the behavior of permittivity versus frequency. If my epsilon is 4 relative permittivity, it remains 4 till 20 kHz. Under the 40 it is 3, and in 50 kHz and above it is 2. You can also select the extrapolation. The constant is okay, but there are also other options where you can explore. Okay, now I want to use this permittivity function. The function name is int1. I just come here and click here and multiply the epsilon with int1. I want this function to have the input of frequency. You can just click here. It says insert expression. If you just come here to electrostatics, you can find the frequency in hertz. Now we are good to go. I just come here to study and compute my study again. You get an error and it is completely makes sense. The frequency is not defined in the time-dependent solver, so it does not what to do with that as frequency. So I just disable the time-dependent study and compute my study again. Now you get your results. If you come here and see the admittance, you can see a small change here. If you want to see it better, we want it as the log scale. You can see that around 40 kHz there is a decrease in the admittance and also an increase in the impedance, which is due to the changes in the relative permittivity. If I want to see the amount of capacitance, I just come here and remove the omega in farad, and you can see completely here that the amount of capacitance is higher at lower frequency and becomes smaller at higher frequency, which is the normal attitude in materials. Of course, there is no change in the distribution of electric potential or electric field norm, because the material is uniform between the plates. Therefore, if you choose 1000 kHz, you get the same value as 1 kHz. Let's see that. Everything is the same. If you have two materials alongside each other, the situation would be same at lower frequency and higher frequencies. I cover this in a separate video. Okay, in my next video, I'm going to connect my parallel plate capacitor to an external circuit and perform both time-dependent and frequency domain studies with an external circuit. I want to put my capacitor in series with a resistor and see both the transient behavior of my capacitor and also the filtering behavior of my capacitor in the software. Okay, if this video was helpful for you, don't forget to like it. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, you get weekly new tutorials and courses on high voltage engineering and related software. Take care. I see you on my next video.